Hey guys, welcome back to Lumen Detailing, the YouTube channel. Today we're detailing this Lexus RCF Fuji Track Edition. This one is number 49 out of 50. Pretty cool to have this in my driveway because growing up seeing cars like this, well, you'd never see cars like this in person. You'd only see this on TV, or back then they didn't have YouTube, so magazines, posters, and seeing it in person is just completely different. Especially when you're detailing it, you get to see all of the intricacies, all the edges, and the finish of the car, and this one was just amazing. So to continue on my small series of should you start a detailing business, and that's for you to decide. I'll just give you some of the experiences I've had in the past 2 years, and also share some of the experiences my friends in the detailing business have shared with me. And one of the first things obviously will be pricing. Pricing gets pretty difficult to talk about just because I'm not sure what people are offering, or what you're trying to offer for an exterior wash. Does that include a clay bar? Does that include iron decontamination? Or do you have tiers? So I'll just share what my pricing model looks like. And essentially what I try to do is make about $100 an hour. So you might think that's not enough, you might think that's too much, but for me, that's what's working. And I take into account my time because I do this on the weekend, so that means time away from my family. I do work a full-time job as well, so yeah, the time is really worth a lot to me. And not to include the materials, the supplies I use, and the products that I use are pretty top-notch. It's not just something you can buy from Walmart or AutoZone. So that's why my pricing is a little bit more expensive, I guess. It's on the higher end, maybe mid-tier. It's working for me, and I'm getting a good amount of people coming in, so you just have to find out what works for you. To me, that's what keeps me going, helps put money into the business so I can open up a shop one day and continue to grow. Another thing to keep in mind when you're trying to set a pricing model is if you have employees. For example, I have Rodrigo, my friend, who helps me out from time to time, so I pay him a cut whenever he helps me out because it's my homie right there. So I'm gonna make sure I take care of him and he takes care of me, so it works out. And if you're mobile, then that means you have your gas to pay for, wear and tear on your car because you're driving from point A to point B to C all the way through Z, and that means you're using your brakes more, your tires, and that adds up over time, and people don't really think about that until it's time to replace the brakes or buy new tires. And the next thing is, are you going to have a garage? Are you going to be mobile? Or are you doing it on your driveway? That's another thing to consider. So when I first started out, I thought, oh, I can just go rent a shop, right? No, that thing was like ridiculously expensive, especially in our area. They wanted a security deposit and 3 months rent, and rent was like $3,500 or $4,000. I don't remember. I was blown away. I was so naive, and so I started talking to my friends who had detailing shops, and guess what? They all started either mobile or doing it in their own driveway. And my last talking point today is gonna be just to be a nice person. It really goes a long way in business and just in life in general. Sometimes people make it hard to be a nice person, but to me, I just think to myself, maybe they're going through something and they're just not in the right headspace, and they're not always like this. Alright, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something today. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, share it with your friends who might be thinking about starting a business. You can shoot me an email or a DM on Instagram if you have any questions. I'll try to answer it as fast as I can.